If you're addicted to checking your email, messages, or DMs, then this video is going to be a big help for you. Welcome friends, I'm Amy, and this is the Do Less Be More channel, where I talk about all things productivity, organization, self-awareness, mental health, and spirituality. Remember that I do take video requests. There's a link in the description for you to submit a question you'd like me to tackle relative to any of these areas. And if you're new here, welcome. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and comment with any thoughts or questions that you have. I'm happy to hear from you and support you any way that I can. All right, let's dive into an all too common struggle in this information overload, technology-driven era we're operating in. Your addiction to checking emails, messages, and DMs. I'm going to start off by giving you some examples of behaviors that even my high-performance successful business clients do when they come to me, and I want you to share in the comments which you struggle with the most yourself. Okay, so do you do any of these things? Do you keep your email inbox open on your computer all day long? Do you spend most of your time reacting to messages instead of prioritizing your personal action items? Do you catch yourself refreshing to see if there are new messages? Do you ever wait at your phone because you see, oh, so-and-so is typing? Now, if you do any of these things, know that first of all, this is pretty common, so you're not alone in the struggle. And since you're here watching this video now, you have it in you to shift these patterns so that you can improve your productivity and really sink into a healthier well-being and more positive life satisfaction. There's no need for guilt or shame here, just a whole lot of self-compassion as you build your self-awareness of these patterns of addiction so that you can make the simple shifts you desire to make. So let's start off by clarifying the problem with these addictive behaviors. First off, always checking for messages is incredibly inefficient. That leaves no space to create for deep focus or opportunity to access flow state. I want to offer a simple way to think about this, something that I call the fork analogy. So if you have a dishwasher and you're doing dishes, you don't just put one fork in the dishwasher, close it up, and start the cycle. You start the cycle only when it's full of dirty dishes, right? So when you're checking Slack or your emails one message at a time, it's as ridiculous as running a dishwasher cycle with only one fork in it. Always checking for messages is your brain yearning for the next dopamine hit. That superficial dopamine hit is addictive, and it's wreaking havoc on your productivity. Checking your messages, your emails, your DMs constantly throughout the day likely means that you are multitasking, which is a big productivity no-no. You're not creating room to enter flow state or deep focus, and you're not getting the important things done. So this is what's happening when we are addicted to checking our messages. So now that you have awareness of what this addiction to message checking actually means and what's happening physiologically inside your body with dopamine, I want to offer you a simple 3-step solution that you can apply to make this shift happen for yourself, to move out of the addictive behavior and into patterns of time management that are going to better serve you. Small disclaimer, simple doesn't equate to easy. Being patient and self-compassionate as you reprogram those neural pathways is key. So your 3-step solution is to task batch and time block, to monotask, and then reward yourself. So let me explain to you what each of these aspects mean. Let's look at task batching and time blocking first. So task batching is a productivity strategy that involves grouping similar tasks together to complete all at once. This technique can help you avoid multitasking, and it increases the amount of time you have to actually focus on the important things. Time blocking is a time management strategy that requires dividing your day into blocks of time. So each block is then dedicated to accomplishing a specific task or group of tasks that you've batched together, as opposed to running off a never-ending to-do list with no real start or end times for those action items. So the first step of task batching and time blocking requires you to recognize that messages, emails, DMs, they're all in the same category of tasks. They're all communication pieces, right? So we batch those together as a single task or a group of tasks. And then we time block in each day to tackle this batch of tasks. I recommend time blocking to check all of your messages a max 2 times a day. So once at noon and again near the end of your workday. Remember the fork analogy. You don't run your dishwasher with every new dirty dish, okay? Collect all of them and tackle them together. So the second piece to this 3-part solution is to monotask on the one thing. This requires you getting clear on your very next action item, your one thing, the most important thing that is going to make everything else easier. And forget about multitasking, because whether you want to admit it or not, multitasking is actually a hindrance to your overall productivity. Okay, so once you're clear on your one thing, write it down as your commitment and then do the task, and only that task. Whatever you do, don't check your messages while working on the task, because you can count on the fact you'll get to those later. So remember, you've task batched and time blocked for messages already. Right now is focused action time on your most important thing, the one thing. All right, and the third piece of this system is to intentionally reward yourself. Dopamine is powerful, so you want to make it work for you once you've completed your task. Here are some healthy ways to boost dopamine. Have a phone call, catch up with a friend. You can go for a walk outside, right? Move your body in fresh air, nature. Listen to a favorite song and dance, meditate. We really want to harness the power of dopamine to our benefit. So as you're reprogramming your brain, as you're moving away from the addictive tendency to checking your messages over and over again throughout the day and into this new habit of task batching and time blocking, you need to reward yourself consciously and intentionally every time you do that successfully. So every time you complete a task, you monotask without checking your messages, reward yourself. Call a friend, have a catch-up, have a 1-minute dance party. So to recap, your 3-step solution to overcoming the addictive behavior of incessant message checking is task batch all your emails and messages and DMs as one type of task, and then time block in your calendar for when you will tackle that task. Number 2, commit to monotasking over multitasking. Stop distracting yourself from getting the most important thing done with incessant message checking. Know that you have a time and place set to deal with your messages, and you'll get to them when that is your one thing. And 3, intentionally reward yourself. When you complete a task without distracting yourself with message checking, give yourself that natural dopamine hit. Okay, I hope this was helpful. And if you would like more clarity or have any questions at all about this process, please let me know in the comments. And remember to share this video with your friends, give it a thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you right here next week on the Do Less Be More channel.